Ta-da! Here are the 3 planners that I'll be using in 2020. You can see they're big planners. They feel big to me. They feel like it's a lot of bulk, but I promise you that this is just what it takes. I try to get down to something smaller every single year, but I end up back in these big planners. So this year I'm just surrendering and saying this is the size that I use and not questioning it. So since this planner goes till the end of 2020, this will continue with me. I'll be using it the same way I've been using it to track our travels and just jot down a paragraph here and there to track what's happening with the week. I hate calling that a planner. It feels more like a journal to me. This is the Inkwell press. This is a classic and this is a flex. But I am going to walk you through this one pretty in depth. So this comes as pieces. You buy the cover, you buy the rings, you buy the inserts. I wish Happy Planners were sold like this because oftentimes there's a Happy Planner cover that I want and there's separate rings, but they sell it as a whole product. This was more expensive than buying a Happy Planner. You can buy a Happy Planner like this in a 12-month version. I think most people end up paying around 20 bucks for it because they always use a Michaels 50% off coupon to buy this, but it's solid. It comes the way that it comes. Where with this planner, you buy the discs, you buy the inserts, and you buy the covers. They're all completely separate. You can see that this is a lot thicker of a piece. It's not just a laminate cover, it's an actual sturdy, hard cover. I'm pretty rough on planners and I beat them up, so I do like having a cover like this. In the past, I've bought a spiral bound planner from this company. The disc bound became available last year. The spiral bound is nice, but the problem that I like being able to add things into it. So when I have a spiral bound planner, yes, I have the punch that can allow the paper to go in, but they still have a tendency to fall out. They just don't hang the way that I want them to. So I've moved to this style and I'm hoping to stay in this. I've completed 3 of these planners in the past, so I'm hoping that by coming back to this planner that I can just find that ever elusive planner piece, because I think ultimately this is my planner piece. I just keep feeling like I need to walk around and, do some different things. I always write my name in the front and then I add my email address. Sometimes I'll add my physical address, but I always add my email address to the front of my planner. That way, God forbid, if I ever lose it, I can find it. I do add my phone number in here as well. I'm not worried about anybody stealing my planner. I'm worried about losing it and it being able to be returned to me. So I don't know how you guys use that, if you have a creative way of doing it or if you have a concern about personal safety. That's completely your prerogative, but I like the idea of someone being able to bring it back to me if I need to. If I lose it in some way, I guess I should say. Okay, so here's the important dates. This is a perpetual calendar. I pull out my old planner every year and write down everybody's birthdays again. I'll be doing that here soon. I write down birthdays and anniversaries. I have an idea to use the Kendra's planner to write out what it is that she's working on each month so we can have a nice snapshot when the year is out. I think something I'll be adding in 2020 is where we're at, just so I can kind of remember where it is that we're going to be each month. There's a goal setting section at the front of this. This planner company, Inkwell Press, does make a goal setting planner. I have that goal setting planner and I will be using it. If you guys want to see a walkthrough, let me know. I'll be talking more about goals in 2020 altogether. If it's something that you want to hear on this channel, let me know and I'd be happy to share more about that on this platform. But the way this is intended to use is your focus for the year, and then in these categories, personal, social, health, dream big, home, and financial, you're going to write your goals here and then keep everything updated in a quarterly fashion on this page. This is the layout of the monthly mission board. I plan on using this to track and have a single place for me to see what is happening in 2020. I am horrible at habit trackers, but I pick 3 things anyways and fill them out. I have not been smart enough to say that since this is at the end of the month that I should use the following month's habit tracker. Like this would be a January update and this would be, what is happening in February. Maybe that's what I need to start doing, but I never think to do it that way. Okay, here is the monthly spread. This is very simple and easy to use. I'm going to continue to automate my tasks and put all my monthly dates in here. So the tasks that I do regularly, any appointments that I have, I'll be putting them in there. This is really meant for my personal life. and very little associated with my business. When we start to get on the road again, I'm going to add our reservations. We don't always end up in areas where I have Wi-Fi, so having a phone number and knowing the address that we're trying to get to is helpful. You can see that the layout of the vertical Inkwell Press planner is a little bit different than the previous year. This year, they've added these words to the side. This is escalate, cultivate, and accommodate, and you still have the 3 bars here. So let me tell you my 2 cents on this. If you listen to the Productivity Paradox, which is Tanya Dalton's, she's the creator of this planner by Inkwell Press. The concept behind this is escalate, which are things that are important and urgent that need to get done. Cultivate, which this section is intended for things that are important but not urgent. And accommodate, which are things that last minute things that come up that you've got to fit into your day. So she has a philosophy behind all 3 of these boxes and how they need to get used. The way that I've typically treated my planner is this is morning, this is afternoon, and this is evening. I am still undecided whether I'm going to adopt this way of doing things here. So I've got a system in place right now. Something that I'm trying to do as well is to do two things I'm doing well with and 1 thing I need to improve on for the upcoming day. That way I'm in and touching my planner every day. I'll share with you guys how it goes as I implement that. It's something I've been trying to do newer in my planner, and I seem to keep doing a good job writing it down on a sticky note, but not getting it into my planner. So I've got to get more organized around getting that done. Some of the features in the back of the planner that I like having on hand. Inevitably, there's things that come up in the upcoming year that I want to keep track of. One of the things that I'll be writing in here is May of 2021 is when my daughter will be graduating from college. That will be a big month. I'm going to be writing it here to make sure that I limit my commitments. So this is a feature that I really like at the end of the planner. I like having a couple lines there just to jot those things down. Sometimes I find myself at meetings or just with great ideas that I want to write down. So you've got the grid pattern that comes with the planner. There's additional inserts available online that are lined and that are just a dot grid instead of the full grid like this. This comes with the planner, so I'll probably exhaust these pages. I like these because I can rip them out and not be too worried about jotting something down and then throwing it away. This worksheet, Project Plans, is one that I've bought additional copies of, so you can buy these pre-printed and pre-punched on the Inkwell Press website. I've purchased a pack of those. On one side it's graph paper, and on the other side it is these 2 project plans. I like having a few tasks written out and the project names just so I can have quick at-a-glance things. I typically use these for household projects. This planner also includes a bill tracker. I have more bills than this, so this is not super helpful to me. Plus, I keep track of my budget online. Another monthly insert that she has are automations. In the Inkwell Press podcast Productivity Paradox, one of the things that she suggests is mapping out your month. I've been doing this on my monthly view, but one of the things that she suggests is meal planning. So mapping out meals that your family likes, and instead of trying to come up with new meals every week, having a list of all of the things that you guys like to eat and mapping that out. So I may adopt that system because dinner is something that I constantly struggle with what to eat next, and I'm always looking for new recipes. So it could be a simple way to be managing that in 2020. Your 2020 bucket list: adventures to plan for, white spaces to create, experiences to save for, achievements to conquer, and creativity to cultivate. This could be a great way to dream a little bit in 2020. I've done a lot of that in the goal setting planner that I already purchased from Inkwell Press, but this is a neat one to have and just have on you. This is a newer insert in the planner since the last time that I've used it, and that's I'm grateful for. It's a single page that allows you to write down things that you're grateful for in each month of the year. The gift list is helpful to me as well. Oftentimes I will be in a conversation with someone, usually a member of the family, and they will be talking about something that's valuable to them. So this is a great way for me to be able to build a list throughout the year of things that I may see that someone likes on social media and be able to write the name and write the gift. Another thing is that I always have a really hard time thinking of gifts that I may like. So as I think of little things, I'll jot them down and then use this as a way to remember what it is that I maybe want as a gift, even if it's something simple like gift cards. I'm a big fan of just buying things when I want them and when I can afford them. And so I don't usually wait for a special day for someone to give me a gift. I gift myself the things that I want. So that's the back end of this planner. Let me open it up once so you can see that the layout looks basically the same as what the other planner is. So I'm just carrying through and doing the same thing. I'll be writing down what she's working on. Anything that we're behind on will go right here. She and I are going to do a better job trying to set our weekly focus, and then jot down any notes about what's working or what we need to take care of next week. That's a walkthrough of my 2020 planners. Again, this is the Inkwell Press Classic. This is an Inkwell Press Flex, and this is a happy planner memory keeping planner. I'll be using all three of these throughout the year. These are big, bulky planners. I live in a very small space, and so they do take up some room. I'm still kind of trying to figure out what the best way is to store all of these things, as they just take up a corner. They are about the same size as my laptop, so if these are coming the same size, then this takes up space, so they can stack alongside of this next to me at our dinette. I'd love to hear what your 2020 planner picks are. If you're a fellow YouTuber and you did a video on your 2020 planner picks, I would love to see it, so feel free to send it to me. I do have a Facebook group called Well, and it is for people that like to be creative inside of their day planner, but also are focused on productivity. There wasn't a space that I was able to find in the community that I knew of on Facebook that allowed me to interact with other people that were focused on goal setting and productivity in their planners, while also being a little bit creative in them. So I created a space for myself. We do have a challenge that we've issued ourselves, and that is to use just Inkwell Press products in 2020. So when you join that group, you'll notice that we have a manifesto, and we just share how instead of looking and scouring the internet for all kinds of productivity cures, that we are committed to listening to one podcast on productivity in 2020, and to focus on the productivity and fill our lives with intentional habits instead of just falling down rabbit holes of creativity constantly, which really just means buying and consumerism for us. No judgment on anybody that loves buying things, by all means, but I live in a small space. It's intentionally small, so that I'm not collecting things and I'm being conscientious of what I'm purchasing. So my focus in the next year is really on being productive and checking a lot of things off on my goal setting list that I have. I'm eager to get started in these. In 2015 is when I started doing creative planning, which means putting stickers down, using pretty pens and markers, and I've really just enjoyed participating in the community. Obviously, I have a podcast about this, and I've invested a significant amount of time into the community, but as I launch into my business, plan her podcast more in depth, and as we're traveling, these are essential tools for me to be able to keep up on what it is that I'm responsible for, what I've got going on, and drive myself to move forward. I hope that you find planner peace in whatever planner you choose to use in 2020, and if you're using this one, I'd love to know about it in the comments below. Make sure that you subscribe if you want to see more videos on this, and I'd love to hear what kind of planner videos you'd like to see me making in 2020, whether those are more creative or more productive. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for taking the time to watch. Make sure you subscribe so you can see my videos in the future related to using this planner and get updates on my challenges. Bye!